Yo, what is going on, man? You are now tuned into a high frequency with me, the Key, aka Keydemonium, and you know I'm bringing pandemonium every time I turn on the camera. We are getting ready for our second tournament, okay? We about to be flying out to Baltimore, Maryland once again to make our name known, okay? But we got to get some things in order first before we go. First, we got to hit the chiropractor, all right? We out here. We outside. Check it. Shout out to Active Care Chiropractic, okay? We are out here, all right? Gonna get cracked, gonna get pulled, gonna get turned, gonna get twisted, okay? So today is chiropractor. Tomorrow is gonna be the hyperbolic time chamber. We gonna be ready on all fronts. So I hope whoever coming to the tourney, I hope you ready like your boy is ready, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, I am more ready, okay, than I was last year. And that's 100% truth right there. So I hope y'all not coming to play games. I hope y'all not coming out here to just have fun, because that's what I was on last year. Last year was all about just having fun, having a good time. This year, we winning, boy. This is the type of shit that keeps you up all night, okay? My flight is at, well, I got to leave to the airport at 3:30 in the morning because the flight is at like 5 in the morning, okay? It is currently, let me show you right here, currently midnight, all right? It's damn near midnight, but I got to go over the cards because we're second guessing, right? We're second guessing, we're double thinking, we're double checking, and we're trying to figure out if it's going to be the best strategy to put XYZ card in the deck. Here we are, right outside the airport. We're waiting for the gatekeeper, waiting for him to pop his nose out there and tell him what to do so we can hop up in this Lober, get to where we need to go. Oh, there he is. That handsome devil right there. That majestic beast right there. Look at that man right there, walking through the streets of Maryland like he owned the damn place. So grubbing with the gang. Grubbing with the gang. The winning team right here. They ain't know we coming to the tournament for a dub. Best believe. Well, here we are. It's game day today. Today is the day of the tournament. I am currently getting ready. We just did the workout, right? Hit the push-ups. Got a little bit of jitters. The only reason is because I do truly believe that the deck that I have crafted has the ability to come in here and win this tournament, okay? I trust in my deck, and I trust in my skill set and the practice and the time that I have been putting into the game. So honestly, compared to last year, I feel like my chances are way higher, okay? The only things that I'm worried about, let's see. The only things that I'm worried about, if people are running multiple divine interventions. That is a card that was problematic in the first tournament. I know there's a high probability that it will be problematic in this tournament just because of how versatile, how good it is. And against the deck that I have crafted, it's very gut-wrenching, right, to go against that or to see that in my opponent's deck. So I'm worried about the divine interventions. I'm worried if people have caught on to how good the greater beings are, because there weren't a lot of greater beings being run in the last tournament, at least compared to what I thought was going to be ran. So I'm worried if people have finally found out that the greater beings are actually like kind of key contenders to be put in the deck, because they are sometimes win conditions. And the only reason I'm worried about that is because my deck struggles with multiple greater beings. If you have one, that's cool, I'll get over it. But any more than just one, I'm going to have a problem. So, and I won't lie to you, I'm worried about the Holy King, okay? Oh, no! I'm worried about the Holy King because I think that he has crafted a deck that is 7 times better, more versatile and stronger than the last deck he competed with, okay? So we are worried about him just a little bit, okay? And the only reason is not only because he's a phenomenal player, but because I have to side out perfectly. Pretzels, get your pretzels. Get your pretzels. Yep, we're just walking through this motherfucker like we own this bitch. Oh, shit. I need a notepad. My boy Brandon, he needs some food. My boy probably needs another drink. He's going to claim that he doesn't. So we're going to see. Eat the books. There you go. We are here with the Holy King himself, the one and only, the most dedicated Demon Rush player, I think, on the Discord. How are you feeling about the tournament today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Just have to worry about evil. That's it.
Okay. Do you feel like you have, let's be honest, do you feel like you have this in the bag? Like there's just no shot?
Definitely not in the bag.
Okay. Okay. So there is room for competition here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you're worried about as far as what your opponent could be playing? Like one particular card or some type of strategy?
Definitely like Murmur and Draw Thief.
Murmur and Draw Thief. I wonder where you got that from, that worry from. Okay, yeah. And Draw Thief because of it disrupts your deck completely, right?
For sure.
Okay. And then what are you going to do with the money if you win the tournament?
No idea. I'll probably just keep it. Or
Keep it? Blow it?
Keep it or blow it.
Blow it on more cards?
Hey, maybe.
Maybe?
But,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or just gamble a whole thing, try to double it?
That's wild.
Alright, well then I wish you luck on the tournament today, brother.
Appreciate it.
We are here with Kenny DB from the Discord. How are you feeling about the tournament today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good?
Like I changed up my deck a little bit, like shorten the number, and so waiting to see how that goes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving it? Like as far as like how confident you feel?
Confident? I give it a 7.
7?
Just because I like 7.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty confident. That's pretty confident. Anything? Okay, so when you were putting your deck together, is there anything that you're like worried about as far as what your opponent would be playing today?
Really, it's just timing, contradiction, the body instructions like that. 'Cause most times, like I think a lot of people worry about my deck because it's so random.
Yeah.
Different thing. I play what I like. I try to make it work.
Yeah.
No rules. So it's like that's. Like just being patient, just hold out a little bit. I know the guy don't know. Like I'm gonna hold out, and try to make them use all their weapons. Stuff
Yeah.
Like that.
So the staples, and then just essentially you're gonna be throwing the curveballs. So you feel like they're gonna be more worried about you than you are worried about them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right. If you win the tournament, there is a large sum of money that can be acquired by the one who wins. What will you do with the money?
Well, the first part would be let's go out and have dinner or something. Everybody
Okay.
celebrate stuff like that, or drinks, and then second part probably pay a bill and buy a souvenir.
All right, yeah, I like that answer. Buy your souvenir, celebrate, pay a bill, and that's real life, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, man. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
All right. We are here with Zay, the one and only, one of also the most dedicated people on the Discord. How are you feeling about the tournament today?
Feeling great, boss.
I know you're already a couple games in. What are we looking like? What's the scoreboard?
I won my first game of my feature match. Second one, I unfortunately lost.
Okay, so we're 1-1. So, but we're still in the game.
we
Still
are.
in the
Yes,
game.
we are.
Still feeling good.
Feeling great.
All right. Is there anything that you're worried about, especially now that you have one loss? Like any cards in particular or strategies that the fellow people are playing here?
My main deck is good. My whole 40 card deck is good. The only thing I'm worried about is my side. Maybe I didn't side the right way. Maybe I didn't put enough cards to accumulate my own deck. Maybe the things that I can't counter during holy versus evil. Maybe that messes up a little bit my dock. So I gotta think about that real quick.
Yeah.
If I actually did my side right. But I'm confident in my deck, man. I spent so many hours doing this. About practically a month working on one singular deck versus all these other decks that I built and practice on. So I'm very confident. One loss doesn't change that fast. So I'm ready to go.
Okay. If you end up winning the tournament, what are you going to do with the money?
Save. But first, I'm gonna brag.
Okay.
They all doubted me.
So it's more about the bragging than it is about the
I don't
winning.
care about no money.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's what we're talking
Second
about.
place. I'm gonna get second place.
Okay.
One loss won't stop me from that.
There you go. All right. So saving the money and more importantly, the bragging rights.
Bragging rights is going to be amazing. I don't have anything to say.
There you
But
go.
of course, there's a chance that I may lose as well. But like I said, I'm confident in my deck that I will. I play smart. I'm a whole different player from a long time ago for the first tournament. So I got that confidence in me, my boy.
All right. Good luck, brother.
Boy, thank you.
In a room full of competitors, I battle my way, victory after victory, until I come face to face with my first real competitor, my Discord ally, and arguably the founder of the evil meta, the gatekeeper himself, Justin. Alrighty, yours truly will be hopping on the microphone as your dedicated caster and commentator on this Demon Rush trading card game duel between myself and Justin, the gatekeeper, starting off at 10 Imperium, also starting off with a mulligan from my hand. Let's go ahead and get them life points on the board, and let's jump into this duel. I'm going to break down some of my thought process, and I'm going to run you through exactly why I made the moves that I did, and we are going to see how this game plays out. So, as you can see, Justin is playing a hyper aggro deck, meaning that his deck is all about speed and momentum, okay? So he wants to be able to draw into his cards before his opponent has the ability to draw into anything. So after using the bat's ability to lower the strength of my Bone Mac and then getting over it with his soldiers, he's going to attempt to sacrifice his Urzen in order to get that draw power going. Now, because I know what kind of deck he is running, I know that my best bet is to slow this deck down as fast as possible. So I use my body obstruction, which he checks with a contradict, and I double check with my own contradict. Disrupting his ability to draw into his cards is going to be one of my most viable options in order to defeat him. And as you see, Zog Thoron, the Fiendish, has come out to the field, and not only did he come out to the field, but his ability was able to proc. Justin is going to lay down his Seapassly that I activated Dark Cube on. I'm looking for protection here because I need my Zog to stay alive, because Seapassly is very threatening. So the Shield Demon comes out to attempt to shield my Zog from an attack, and he gets body obstructed, and I make a bad mistake right there. So that should have been into replay, and I should have used the Arcog in the cemetery to protect my Zog. That way he would have stayed on the field, right? And I would have had a pretty big body on the field. So even though my Seapassly would have came out, he would have been forced to use that body obstruction, and then that candle would have been worth it. Unfortunately, that candle was worth absolutely nothing there. I use it and I save it from the body, but unfortunately, its effect is now negated. So now my Seapassly is at a huge disadvantage here because it is sitting at 5 strength compared to Justin's Seapassly, who is sitting at 7th strength. And he's going to do a couple of little soldier shenanigans over here by getting out his Skeleton Warrior with the Karner. And he's going to attack into my Seapassly with his own. And I'm going to use the Arcog in the cemetery to protect him because I need a body on the field after that bad mistake that I made last play. So I'm going to hit the Exodus in order to rally Urzen the Treasure Meister, so that way he doesn't die immediately and I'm forced to proc his effect. And then I'm going to be taking first damage on Justin there with both soldiers. I have no cards in hand, but I figure if he has anything here, I will be able to use Urzen the Treasure Meister's ability in order to sacrifice itself in order to get my draw power. My health is still pretty high up there, so I won't mind taking the damage. But as soon as I go to use Treasure Meister's effect, he pays a whopping 5 Imperium to chain destruction it. So that's going to destroy the Treasure Meister, stop me from drawing, and then he's going to activate the amulet. And that's going to give him the benefit in this duel. And, you know, the thing about Demon Rush is that it does feel like a chess game at times. And there are certain plays that you will make during the game that you feel like almost solidify either your spot in the victory, or you know exactly when you made the mistake to when you lost this battle. And that candle and not stopping or not protecting my Zog, rather, I felt it right then, back then, in those couple plays that I had lost this round. So as we see, this round goes, and him playing that hyper aggro, he's going to be able to not only rally a bunch of soldiers here, but he's also going to be able to pop the apples, keep the Imperium back up to full, rally more soldiers, and now I'm just in big trouble because not only does he still have that Seycara on the field, who, even though he's negated, is still a problem because he's a big body, and I take my first set of damage there, and it kind of goes downhill from here because now I'm just trying to bet on the top deck, and in reality, I'm really just wishing for maybe Murmur or another Seycara, but once he lays down the Treasure Meister, it's pretty much GG's there because he attacks in with everything. I go to negate the attack. He activates Treasure Meister in response, which is going to cause a replay, and that's going to allow his Ghost, Seycara, and Rush all to attack into me once again. And on top of that, he's also going to have card advantage. So I draw off the top deck, see what I get. It is not what I need, and I end up conceding the first round. But do not fret, because we have a round 2 here, and, well, let's just say I am a competitor at heart, especially when it comes to these trading card games. So you already know I am not about to give up easily just because I lost the first round. I start off with Urzen. Most evil players would say that opening Urzen and passing is not an optimal play, especially if you can open Arcog pass or open Seycara pass. But the way that I play is a little bit differently than I would say your casual evil player. I have no problem opening an Urzen pass because usually when I open an Urzen pass, like you just seen right there, I have a Dark Cube waiting in hand, or I have a Witchcraft waiting in hand, so I'm trying to gain advantage on my opponent's turn, and if they have any Imperium to stop it, they'll use it on their turn rather than my own. So as you see, I activate the Dark Cube to bring on my Arcog, so that way if, you know, my Urzen runs into any troubles, my Arcog can be there to shield him. Unfortunately, what I was not expecting was for Justin to rally his own second Arcog with the Dark Cube. And anybody who's played this game knows if you are going against 2 Arcogs on the field that are both live, meaning they both have their effects ready to use, you are in trouble because essentially what it is it's almost infinite defense. They can continue to use their effects to guard each other. They're like these twin brothers with double shields, so there's very seldom plays that can get you out of both of them. But I'm going to showcase to you the plays that'll get you out of both. And right there, you see the Exodus comes out to banish one of them, right? And then when he tries to protect his other Arcog from my attack, I use the body obstruction on that one. So I am actually able to get past the unpenetrable Arcog defense of running the 2 on the field. And Justin just balls deep, drops the Armoros, the exiled one. And he is the only player that kind of has such a good understanding of the game to where he can almost look at the cards in your hand like Pegasus with the eye, and he knows when he can and when he can't drop one of these greater beings out of nowhere early into the game. So he drops the Armoros, but it's met with my Chains of Destruction, and I figure if he's dropping the Armoros, it's because he either has an apple, a sleeping potion, or a blood warp. And sure enough, he had the blood warp. So with the blood warp, he was able to return his evil soldier back to his hand, replenish his Imperium to full, and now he is using his little soldiers as defense, as you see on the screen in front of you. At this moment, I'm thinking, okay, he's gotten through his deck, right? He's beginning to search through his deck a little bit. I'm still off top deck. No real draw power going. I'm really relying on this Arcog that I have on the field to kind of put in some massive work here, not just in the offense department, but also the defense department. And he's going to rally his Arcog back. It used to be Exodus, but now that it's gone back to his hand and back to the field, his effect has been reset. So I'm not going to waste any time. I am going to activate Chains of Destruction to get rid of it. He tries to get the draw off of it with Citadel, but that's going to be checked by my Contradict in hand. And again, I am low on cards again. But lucky me, I grabbed my second Arcog, the Shield Demon, and just like I was raving about earlier, having that impenetrable wall, that double defense on the field is extremely difficult to get through. You could drop a Greater Being, you could drop Seycara, and they are just going to be there ready to guard each other one after one. Urzen comes out, and this is when it just starts feeling good for me because He doesn't have the answer. He tries to drop Kolsu on me, and although the Kolsu is good, the problem is I've got 2 Arcogs on the field, and this is exactly what I was talking about. That impenetrable wall that they both form when there's 2 shields on the field. He has the Kolsu, but I'm not scared, not even a little bit, right? So the Kolsu is going to allow him to rally his Urzen and his Bad Bat. Kolsu being one of the most rarest cards in the game. You love to see it, especially in tournament play. That's the thing about these greater beings. It's just, they are wild cards, essentially. They are win conditions sometimes. If you drop them at the right time, it is completely decimating to your opponent. Luckily for me, though, again, I have the double Arcog. So he goes to attack me with the Kolsu. That gets blocked. He goes to team attack me with the Urzen, with the pumped Bad Bat, and that gets blocked, right? So now both of my Arcogs have used their ability. He's hoping to draw into maybe a Ghost or something of the sort that will be able to kind of take advantage of the fact that both my Arcogs have used their effect. But to no avail, he does not draw into what he needs, and he already knows I've got the damage on the field. So I attack. He uses his Arcog in the cemetery for protection, and I'm going to hit it with the body. And you can body obstruct a enemy soldier activating in the cemetery because it is considered the field. So that body obstruction is going to stop the Arcog from protecting his Kolsu, and his Kolsu will fall to my mini evil soldiers. And at this point, he is backpedaling. So even though I only have 1 card in hand, he is the one at the disadvantage because he's the one who has to get over all of this Arcog defense. So he's going to body obstruct my Arcog. I go to Urzen it, and then he bodies the Urzen. And I'm kind of okay with that still, right? Because in my head, I'm thinking, well, he just used 2 bodies. So the probability of him having anything else after this is slim to none. He tries to attack into my Arcog and cause a replay with his Apple, but I have the contradict. I know that he's used his bodies. He's pretty much used his resources here. So it's going to allow me freely to drop Murmur, the Grand Duke of Hell, as you just seen, and just kind of wreak havoc here and essentially solidify my victory in this second round. And like I said, you know, Murmur's on the field. He's not going to be easy to get over. So even though he is using his Dark Portal to buff up his evil soldiers, to buff up his rush, even with all that damage, it's just simply not enough, you know. And not only do I have the Arcog on the field, I have the Arcog in the cemetery. So he's doing all this drawing, but without the soldiers, there's no hope here. And when Grand Duke destroys a soldier, it's going to inflict piercing damage, and he pretty much knows after checking his cemetery, he's burned through all his resources, and round 2 is going to go to yours truly. And of course, round 3 starts off with a banger. Armoros the Exile 1 dead dropped right off the rip, okay? Now, what do I mean by dead drop? Dead drop is a term that we use when your opponent drops a greater being or essentially uses some huge Imperium cost card in the beginning of the game, knowing full well that your opponent has an entire hand. So the more cards your opponent has in hand, the higher the probability they have something for defense. So he just cold drops Armoros. He's more concerned about getting the Imperium raised limit once he hits the cemetery. But I have to check that. I am forced to check that. There's no way that I don't check that, because if I don't, my Imperium limit will be capped at 7 because he's on the field, and I have nothing in the cemetery to replenish Imperium at the moment. We had just started this round 3, and mind you, I did not get the best hand in round 3. I won't lie to you, and I've already used my mulligan in round 1, so I'm kind of stuck with what I'm stuck with. So he forced me to use the Witchcraft on my turn because I can't wait, because I'm scared that he's going to drop his C. Pasley next turn, and then I'm going to be in real trouble because I don't even have the damage to get over this Armoros yet. So if he drops C. Pasley and I have nothing on the field, then I really have no hope here. So I just use the Witchcraft, get into draw power, ditch the Urzen, use the Urzen, and then I just put the Arcog on the field simply for defense. And if he gets over it, then at least I have something in the cemetery. And, you know, again, we're just starting off, but I think my guy Justin here is determined to finish this because not only does he dead drop the Armoros, it's his second turn and he's already hitting a Dark Cube on my Arcog. His Arcog, turn player Arcog, is always stronger than your opponent's Arcog. So he's going to be able to attack, pop the effect, then try to attack over it with his Armoros. I'm going to use the Sleeping Potion to stop his Armoros' attack because I need my Arcog on the field, okay? I need soldiers on the field to start getting over stuff. And now that he has an Arcog to protect his Armoros, I am the one in trouble here, all right? I am starting off in trouble. But we start with a Cursed Mirror for the turn. So I try to Curse Mirror his Arcog. And the thing about essentially the mirror match when you're playing evil against evil, what I have come to realize is that the player with more Arcogs and more Cpasleys than their opponent ends up winning. So the Curse Mirror is actually one of my side cards, and I had sided that in because I figure, oh, well, if he has an Arcog, a Ghost, or a Cpasley, I'll just Curse Mirror it on my turn, and then I get all the benefit. And so essentially I'm running 4 Ghost or 4 Arcog or 4 Cpasley. But that doesn't play out in my benefit there because it cost me a whopping 5 Imperium to use it, and he simply nullifies it by using the Apple of Eden to sacrifice his Arcog. So now my Curse Mirror no longer has the target, and so now it fizzles out and I get no effect off of it, and he's going to get the draw too. So he's at a huge advantage here. He's dropping the Dark Portal, and he wants to end me quickly. He has made all the right plays. And sometimes it's going to end up like that. Sometimes you're going to have the bad hand, right? And your opponent's going to have all the right answers. And unfortunately, that's going to happen in your round 3 when it's, you know, the most important. But it is also round 3. We have plenty of time because we are both professionals in the game. So we're I think on the clock, we still had like 33 minutes or so in this round 3. I dropped Murmur, the Grand Duke of Hell, simply out of desperation. My guy Justin is actually, I think he's kind of playing the mental game with me because he's like checking a text message on me when I just dropped this Greater Being. But he has the answers, right? He has the Arcog in the cemetery already. That's going to protect his Armoros. The only reason I dropped the Grand Duke is because it's like I need that big body. I only have the cards that I have in my hand. He's already got the advantage in that department, and I already know that it's pretty much a wrap, right? Once he was able to block that attack from my Grand Murmur, there was nothing else I was going to be able to do to get back into this game. He's a phenomenal player. He crafted a phenomenal deck. Again, this is arguably one of the founders of the evil meta. All the cards that he is playing against me is cards that he has play tested and stayed true to for years now, essentially, and they have all proven him well. And I think in this tournament, it definitely held weight. It held weight for sure, and he wrapped me up in this round 3. I ain't even gonna hold you. So, kudos to you, Justin, and good W, my friend. And speaking of friends, my next opponent and I would be battling for a spot in the top 4, and he's running every evil greater being. It's none other than Kenny. For the sake of time, we will be speeding through this duel. For this duel did go the distance. It took up the entire 55 minutes as we went into the 3rd round. Shout out to my opponent playing a extremely unique evil deck, a boss consistent of all the evil greater beings in his deck. It was a extremely difficult deck to play against because you had to play against it while conserving your Imperium, because you never really knew when those greater beings were going to drop out and hit the field. He definitely gave me a match, especially considering the fact of how many greater beings I had to get over, drop bodies on, outpower with my own soldiers. So shout out to Kenny, no slight to him. He did his damn thing. He came in there with an extremely unique deck, and he put up a hell of a fight because it went all the way into the 3rd, and this is the 3rd round that you're watching right now. The only reason that I'm even winning this is simply because I drew into God. I drew into God in that 3rd round where I had an answer for every single thing that my opponent did. As you see, he tried to drop the Armoros, exiled one, and it got hit with a body obstruction. I'm able to draw into cards. I simply have answers for every single one of my opponent's plays this game. And sometimes that's how the game goes, right? You draw into God, your opponent doesn't draw as good as you did, and you essentially hit him with all the answers that he's trying to hit you with. And so shout out to Kenny. Again, put up a great fight, but I'm going to take that top 4 spot away from him. But hey, the next day on day 2 of the tournament, he ends up getting his revenge on me in a big way. I think at this particular time he was running about 44, 45 cards in the deck. He slimmed that down to about 42 or 41, and it definitely played out in his favor the following day. But for this day, I'm going to be taking that W and solidifying my spot in the top 4. A fellow Discord member, cooking in the shadows, eager to not only win the prize money, but the bragging rights, battles his way into the top 4 alongside me. And he goes by Zay. Here we are again with the evil on evil action, as I am playing a beatdown stun type deck and my opponent playing more of a hyper stun. The difference in the deck is the meta is kind of considered playing around 13 or 14 soldiers. I'm playing about 18 soldiers in my deck, simply because I have things like Dark Cube in the deck that allows me access to some of my soldiers that could be sitting in the middle or the bottom of the deck. Unfortunately, he's going to fizzle out my Dark Cube with that Apple of Eden. So now that my Dark Cube no longer has a target, my Dark Cube will fizzle out. I will not get the effect, and he's going to get the benefit of not only drawing, but also plussing his Imperium. So he kind of read my whole first play. He's going to take advantage of that first play on me, but that's okay. Overall, this is a good, healthy back and forth between two evil players. The Seycara Devour comes out. Love the card. It's definitely a card that grew on me. He's kind of like a mini boss, essentially, because he has this built-in effect that allows him to destroy soldiers with 2 strength or less that are on the field. So it stops your opponent from doing a lot. And then also he's a big body on the field, so it takes quite a bit to get over, unless, of course, you are running against another opposing evil player who is also running a Seycara. In that case, their Seycara is always going to be stronger than yours because they get to attack in with their champion, which is always going to give them that 1 more strength. So I rally Hellenith the Succubus, one of my star cards, and I am determined to take possession of his Seycara the Devourer because I have a Urzen the Treasuremeister in my hand sitting in the wait. So my mentality is I'll take his Seycara, then I'll rally my Urzen, and then once I attack into him with everything, then I will sacrifice it with the Urzen. So in my head, you see how I just played that Contradict. I'm thinking, well, if he tries to stop my Hellenith, I'll simply play Contradict, stop his play, and my Hellenith will go through. Unfortunately for me, he has the check Contradict as well. So he ends up stopping my whole play entirely, right? So I start this turn off here, and I'm kind of already dedicated to the play. I know that if I can get this combo off, it'll solidify me the game. So when I activate this Dark Cube, I could grab the Arcog for defense, but I figure he just used the Sleeping, he just used the Contradict, he probably won't have the defense to stop Hellenith the Succubus again. Yes, I'm running her at 2 because she is that good. And if you know, then you know, all right? So she hits the field again, and I'm thinking there's no way he stops his effect this time. So I pop her effect, and boom, he hits her with the Exodus, completely shutting her down, stopping my combo, and I'm like, great. As soon as he did that, that was the nail in the coffin for the round. I already knew what was coming after that, and sure enough, here he goes into a bunch of shenanigans, rallying the Urzens, using the Urzens in the cemetery to replenish Imperium and continue his little onslaught that he has going with his soldiers powered up by the Dark Portal. So kudos to you. He's got the Blood Warp going. Shout out to Blood Warp. I was debating on whether or not I should put that in my deck, but just didn't get around to it. I felt like Witchcraft worked a little bit more. Maybe I didn't play test it enough because maybe Blood Warp could have benefited more than the Witchcraft, but hey, it's all in hindsight, right? Alrighty, and we're going to jump right into round 2 here. And as you know, just because I lost the first does not mean I'm going to be losing the second. So I start off with my signature Bone Mac pass play that gets hit by a Chains of Destruction, and I attempt to Apple of Eden, but he checks it with his Contradict. So he's going to stop my first play. So kudos to him because he read that. And he's also going to start with the net 1 there. And he is going to rally his Malicious Ghost. A nice little soldier on the field that is going to be able to protect his champion. But not for long, as I have things cooking in the hand. My own Malicious Ghost comes out. And we're going to attack into his Malicious Ghost, and then he's going to activate the Blood Warp. Again, shout out to the Blood Warp putting in work for this game, protecting his Malicious Ghost and allowing him to rally it back on his turn. So now he has the benefit of using his Malicious Ghost and champion to attack over my Malicious Ghost. But on the rally, I will activate my Dark Cube and bring out my Arcog, the Shield Demon, in order to protect my Malicious Ghost. So he attacks, I activate Arcog, and he's going to sleep the Arcog's effect, allowing his attack to go through and not only destroy my Malicious Ghost, but he's going to be able to draw off my Malicious Ghost with his own Ghost. And he'll rally Urzen for the sake of defense over there, just in case I get rid of his Malicious Ghost too fast. But let's see what I do here. I'm pretty sure I cook him up right here. Like, this is a belt to ass round. I'm not going to hold you. So I used the Arcog and I attacked into his Urzen, and he's going to attempt to activate Urzen's effect to draw Malicious Ghost. In my eyes, I'm thinking if he had rallied the Urzen at the end of his turn with his Malicious Ghost out and there's no essentially protection for him in his hand, I'm thinking he needs that draw power like yesterday, right? So I'm going to stop the Urzen from popping by using my Exodus. And then he's going to rally his Arcog the following turn, knowing that he's down on cards. I activate the Curse Mirror at the end of his turn, and I get another Arcog again. The person playing the evil mirror match, the one who has more Arcogs or the one who has more Cpasleys, end up winning. So using that Curse Mirror as a side card is the perfect card to side out when you're doing the mirror match right there. 5 Imperium, you drop it on that Arcog or that Ghost or that Cpasley, and essentially you take advantage there. So now I have the double Arcog and I have the Cpasley. Anybody who plays this game will tell you that this is a pretty much guaranteed win combination right here, and sure enough it is. My opponent ends up scooping. He sees double Arcog, he sees Cpasley. He's like, I'm not getting over this. So we jump right into round 3. And this one is a banger as we start off with my own Arcog pass. Finally, the ideal evil play, right? The optimum play for evil to make is simply rally that Arcog, pass it. And now, so let's break this down real quick, okay? Pay attention with me. He rallies Ghost and attacks into my Arcog. I am afraid of the sleeping potion here. I'm terrified of it. So on attack declaration, I activate the Exodus to get rid of his Malicious Ghost. He's going to activate his Citadel on the field in order to get rid of it and draw it. And that kind of throws me for a loop. So I'm not thinking all the way because I'm like, oh, great, I got to draw. And I make a big mistake right here. He rallies Arcog and attacks into my Arcog. And instead of me using my Arcog's ability to block the attack, I let the attack go through. I let the attack go through. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. I was way too in the moment. I don't know what was going on. I end up finding out after this round that my opponent never had the sleeping in the first place. So with that information, I would have played this particular round completely differently, right? I had the Urzen, I dropped Ghost, but that's simply just to get over the Arcog that he had. But had I had just used Arcog's ability in the beginning, I would have blocked the attack, and then I would have just rallied my Urzen. And you see, he brings out the Blood Queen, but I would have had my body in hand and enough Imperium to check that. But I didn't have it because I had to waste all my Imperium rallying my Urzen and my Ghost. So technically, I'm not going to say that I could have won this round if I would have just simply activated my Arcog on the field. But I'm going to be real. I probably would have won this round, okay? I probably would have won this round. This would have been a completely different game. I would have had Urzen Arcog. I would have had the body sitting in the hand. He could have rallied that Seapasley or the Blood Queen, depending on what was in his hand. I would have had the answer for it. And it just would have played out in just completely differently. So, unfortunately, I made that mistake, and it cost me.
So, and I won't lie to you. I'm worried about the Holy King, okay? I'm worried about the Holy King.
With only 2 losses under my belt, my position in the top 4 will be cemented as I face off against Mr. Undefeated himself. Will I have what it takes to defeat the Holy King, or will my journey end here in 4th place? 745. We are jumping into a top 4 situation with myself versus Brandon, aka the Holy King. There will be a link in the description and or on the video to the Demon Rush official YouTube channel where you can watch this duel in its entirety, as this duel did go the distance. It took the maximum allotted time, 55 whole minutes into the 3rd round. And let's just say it is a banger, okay? This is a great, healthy back and forth. In round 1, I have the benefit of starting off with 3 early dark cubes, okay? And so as I was studying the Holy King and his play style a little bit in the Discord channel, I noticed that one of the faults that his deck would run into is a evil deck running dark cubes in order to kind of feed off of all of his strong strength soldiers. And sure enough, early in the game, I'm able to pop not 1, not 2, but 3 dark cubes. And that's going to allow me access to my soldiers, my ideal soldiers for the battlefield, in order to get me a little bit of the upper hand early on into this game. As you can see, he activates a 1-of card, okay? The Holy Blade of the Champion. And that's going to allow him to grab a spell from his cemetery and add back to his hand. Normally, that is a game-breaking card that is going to guarantee him the win. But I already have the momentum on my side. I have the Arcogs in the cemetery. So I'm not feeling too much pressure here. Now my Bone Mat comes out and starts vanquishing. And he's going to retaliate with his Adriel, Angel of Destruction. But I have a trump card for the Adriel. And that card is none other than the mighty, the most evil, Murmur, Grand Duke of Hell, making his way onto the field. And not only is he making his way onto the field, but with his champion Rush alongside him, they will team attack it to Adriel, and they will slaughter Adriel in the field where he stands, sending him to the cemetery, being the highlight of the entire duel for sure. It is also the pin moment in the duel, or at least in this round, where I feel as though I've taken the round. I have a cemetery that has the resources in order to revamp me. Urzen comes out, so now I've got a lot of cards in my favor. So even though he has the Church and the Holy Blade, it is not going to be enough, and I will be walking away with round 1. Unfortunately, that is where my luck ends. And for the next 2 rounds, round 2 and round 3, they will both be going to the Holy King, which will leave me in 4th place. Had I won this match, I would have got the rematch with Zay, and I could have possibly battled out for 1st. But hey, it's not all gloom and doom. We end up at the creator's house at the end of the night, late hours into the night, playing some cards, watching the guys play some poker for some Demon Rush booster packs. And of course, there was a day 2 of the tournament, and my guys were not waking up. So you know what I had to do? I had to get them up.
Be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I would travel across the land, searching far and wide. Pokemon need to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, it's you and me. You know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend. In the world we must defend. Gotta catch 'em, my heart's so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon. Alrighty, we're gonna be opening up 100 packs of Demon Rush trading cards in the search for one of the rarest cards in the game, Adriel. Okay, the mighty angel of destruction. Can we get it in 100 packs? We're about to find out. We are about to find out today. Okay, I have been on the journey for this card. Thanks to my good guy Justin lending me the Batabat. Adriel is now the only card in the original set that I do not have. And I've been buying a box every month in the search to get them, to no avail. Finally got lucky last night with 100 packs. Dive in. Adriel, if you are in here, make yourself known. Okay? I have high hopes. $10.40. Kolsu!
There's one of them.
There's another one off the market, boys. You better hurry up and get your cards. Get your cards before they're all gone. Kolsu. Goodness, man. Come on. Come on. What we got? Canuck. Ouch. 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 The pain. It's setting in.
Brandon's last pack out of a whole case was an Adriel. Out of a whole case. His last pack.
Demonic. Oh my gosh. Last pack out of 100. It would be so epic. It would be so epic.
It would be good.
But we're talking about probabilities here.
They're high because you pulled everything else.
I did pull every fucking thing else. So for the last one, let's see. Pearl, Majestic, Love Potion, Malicious Ghost, 7 Trumpets, Rope of Binding Hearts, Ravana, Zog the Fiendish, and that's it. What? There it is, people. 100 packs.
Got Kolsu though.
Kolsu officially easier to pull than Adriel. But yeah, the journey continues. Fuck me. Right. So we did not get the Adriel in the first 100 packs. We have bought another 100 packs to try and get the Adriel. This time though, I'm not opening it alone. I'm opening it with Okami. Okay, the judge in Demon Rush on the Discord, and he has the luck of pulling the Adriel, so I'm going to use his luck to my advantage, and he is going to be opening. He's going to open packs with me.
Watch you get another.
Yes. So let's just dive right in and just cut right into him. Okay. All epics in the mid.
And I will.
Dude,
What you got? Should have been an Adriel.
I don't think 275 is, but
Should have been a
it's
Kolsu.
an error card.
So what do we owe me?
I'm not sure what 275 is, but
Oh, will you now?
Yeah, I don't even have one of those, man.
Wow.
That's the first time I've ever opened.
Let me get
I mean, I guess technically it's my second error pack.
the creator willing to trade.
2 of 75. Is that an Adriel slot? That's an Adriel or a Culture slot.
Seriously?
Swear to God, yeah. Because there's only 75, so it's. I think number 2 might be Adriel. Oh, he might owe you Adriel. Because 75 is how many Adriels are.
Right, and then the 2 is. One would be Kosu.
One is Kosu or Adriel. So,
right, so
that would be Adriel because it's the same case.
I might run that. Because I know that can stand.
Let's go!
You got it?
you did it!
Oh, he got it!
Yes!
Let's go, baby.
Yes!
Congratulations, brother.
Yes!
Finally. Might have been a call scene then.
Yes! Yes! Let's go!
I mean, it is a collector's item. So.
Yes! Yes!
Awesome, man. Good job.
Yes, this is the guy right here.
Rarest
This is
card
the
in
guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sending you my mojo.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, we're drinking tonight, boys! Woo!
Congrats, Marty.
That's all I want. I want some gay shit too. You know White Claws?
They're over here.
Oh, you probably like that black ice, don't you?
It's cold as fuck.
It is cold as hell.
Dude, my dick was a little. I was half chubbing a little bit, and now it's gone. It's instantly gone. You string green.
And it's a late night on a Sunday when the food and the drinks get to flowing. Let's just say the boys get to going.
Little quick cheer to the Discord, to the brotherhood. There you go.
To Trevor.
And Trevor.
Be here.
Did you drink a shot? Do this.
Woo! But you also know how young he is. He is enjoying life
That's how you get rid of it.
in this peaceful era and shit like that. Your mom, back in the day,
No.
like she's got.
Put it this way.
This is bad.
100%.
If you bring up your mom as a picture, they'll all get it.
No.
And your mom will get it. Your mom will get it. Your mom will get it.
You guys got it.
See?
But I know that didn't hit the fucking.
It doesn't matter if it hits you. Ask her. You're telling me, Johnny. Yeah, do that. No, you didn't hit me.
That's bullshit.
That's how it works. No, it does not.
Yes, the fuck it does.
It has to bounce more. No, it has to bounce more.
No, it does not. Ready?
Hey, back to the pros! Everybody move to the front, let's go! What do you say?
This is your prize.
This is my future. We out here. Fuck Zay, we outside.
Yeah, fuck Zay.
Fuck that guy. We outside.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck Zay, we outside.
He said,
We outside.
He said, fuck Zay, catch me outside.
There you go.
Outside.
Oh my god. Outside and no one fucking out here. Outside and no one out here, bro. The streets are empty out here, man.
We should have went out last night.
And after some late nights and some heavy TCG competition, my journey comes to an end. As I'm saying goodbye to the guys on the last day, some of us went to the card shop, played a little more cards, got some insight from the card owner on, things that we can do to help improve the game. All in all, had a great trip, was even funner than the last time, just because me and the Discord gang, we're a lot closer, know a little bit more about each other. And we are eager to see how big we can get Demon Rush to grow, how many more people we can get involved. All in all, the trip was great, fantastic, definitely solidified some memories here, and we can't wait to do it again next year.